A month before I spoke in front of John Maxwell and Ryan Leake, two of the people I look up to in the professional speaking world, I was spiraling. Not nervous in a normal way, spiraling. I remember thinking, I have to give the best speech of my life in front of them. They're at the top of this profession. I cannot afford to mess this up. My name is Mtabisi. I'm a public speaking coach and keynote speaker. I've coached hundreds of founders and executives, and even I, with all of that experience, found myself extremely nervous about the idea of speaking in front of people I considered really important. So today I want to talk about what actually happens to us when the room suddenly feels full of important people, and why that shift in our minds can be more dangerous than it feels. Here's what I've noticed in myself and in the people I coach. The moment we perceive a room as important, something shifts. The people in front of us stop feeling like people. They start feeling like judges, evaluators, almost like a completely different category of human being, more capable, more important, somehow more unattainable. And once that shift happens, the pressure changes completely. It's no longer, I want to share something valuable. It becomes, I cannot afford to make a single mistake in front of these people. There's real science behind why this happens. Researchers studying stress have identified something called social evaluative threat. It happens specifically when an important part of who you are could be judged by someone else, and it triggers one of the strongest stress responses we know of. In controlled studies, people delivering a speech in front of an evaluating panel showed significant spikes in cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, while people delivering the exact same speech alone in a room showed no spike at all. Same content, same person. The only difference was the presence of perceived judgment. Now, here's the part that matters most for what we're talking about today. That stress response gets stronger the higher the perceived status of the people judging you. The more important the room feels, the more your body treats it like a threat to your actual survival. So when you walk into a room with investors or industry leaders or people you've admired for years, your body isn't overreacting randomly. It's responding exactly the way it's wired to respond to perceived high-stakes evaluation. Understanding that doesn't make the feeling disappear though, but it does make it make sense. Here's what I learned about myself in that month leading up to speaking in front of both John Maxwell and Ryan Leake. The gap I felt between myself and them wasn't actually real. I manufactured a lot of it. I started thinking of them as these so far out of reach speaking giants and myself as someone who didn't quite belong in the same room as them. And the further away I felt from them, the more I felt I needed to prove to them, prove I deserved to be there, prove I was good enough, prove I belonged. But that's exactly the wrong posture to walk in with. We've talked about this a lot on this channel before. Speaking was never about you. It's about the audience, about what you can offer them. The moment I started wanting to prove myself to them, I shifted from a posture of serving the room to a posture of proving myself to the room. And those are two completely different energies, and the audience can feel the difference. Serving comes from remembering that everyone in that room, no matter how accomplished, is still a human being. Someone who started somewhere, someone who can still learn something, even from someone earlier in their journey than them. The speech ended up going well, thankfully, but what happened after was the real lesson for me. When I got the opportunity to meet John Maxwell and Ryan Leake, they were so intentionally human. Warm, funny, down to earth, no pretense, no performance of importance. And in that moment, I realized something. The entire gap I had felt for a month leading up to it was something I built in my own head. They never put it there. They're obviously incredible at what they do, but at the end of the day, they're human. Just like the room you're about to walk into is full of human beings, no matter what their title says. So next time you're about to walk into a room that feels really important, here's what I want you to do. Before you speak, remind yourself of one simple fact. Whoever is in that room, however accomplished, however senior, however intimidating their reputation feels, they are still a person. They have bad days. They've made mistakes. They were a beginner once too. You don't need to be perfect in front of them. You need to bring something real, an idea, a perspective, an experience that you believe adds value. The posture isn't proving, it's serving. So ask yourself what this specific room needs from you, not what you need to prove to them. That single shift takes the pressure off of being perfect and puts the focus back on being useful. The room might be full of important people, but it's still a room full of people. Don't let the title in front of someone's name convince you that they're a different category of human being than you. The moment you remember that, the pressure to perform starts to lift and the ability to genuinely serve the room takes its place. If this resonated with you, make sure you watch my next video. I'll see you there.